Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning and happy Monday. And if it is your first day back to school, welcome back. That means students, teachers, and for a lot of parents who might become the teachers.
Exactly. That means parents too. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. We're all about breaking records. And then this morning we have BTS.
Not back to school, the band.
Right, the actual band, BTS, breaking a record. So they broke the YouTube record for most views in 24 hours.
So here's the thing. I don't really listen to BTS, not really my cup of tea.
But you know who they are.
I do know who they are, but mainly because we see them in the news for breaking all these records, having so many fans, and we know our Justin Horn is a huge fan as well.
Of course. He knows all the songs. So so BTS, they made history after the group's new single Dynamite became the best ever 24-hour debut of a music video on YouTube with more than 100 million views.
Wow, already in just the first day, 101.1 million views, the most viewed music video to premiere on YouTube. That's a lot, and I think you get a good amount of money from just posting on YouTube, don't you?
I believe so. And so this also means that BTS has now dethroned the fellow K-pop band Blackpink, who previously held the record with their song How You Like That.
Okay, so the song Dynamite was released, and it was released right ahead of their new upcoming album. They said that the song aims to bring a new surge of much needed energy, reinvigorate the global community during this pandemic.
And if you're wondering about the album, that's supposed to be released later this year. And I kind of have like, what I'm going to say, like a behind the scenes, but I know somebody or someone's daughter who helped break that record on Friday night.
Oh, they listened to the song.
Well, they were, the BTS was asking their fans to go to YouTube.
Oh, that changes it a little bit.
Well, I mean,
pandering to YouTube.
They still
got it.
Broke the record. And so they asked their fans to help. And so this little girl asked, well, actually teenager, the little girl to me, asked her dad and her family to also get in and help.
How many
BTS.
times did she listen to the song?
Quite a few. I'm going to have to ask.
Over, under 100 million?
Well, no, it wasn't her all by herself, but she was, they helped. I know people who helped.
All right, well, good for them. Let's take a look at your morning rundown.
Biden is pledging no new taxes for some Americans if he's elected.
It's about time they start paying a fair share of the economic responsibility we have. The very wealthy should pay a fair share.
The United States-led coalition withdrawing from Taji military base in Iraq. In a handover ceremony this weekend, the coalition transferred control to Iraqi security forces.
A state of emergency on the Gulf Coast. The region is bracing for the potential of 2 storms making landfall in 2 days. Officials are now warning residents that twin storms bring a higher danger, saying the storms are hitting so close together, there may not be time for search and rescue efforts between landfalls.
Meanwhile, Governor Greg Abbott issuing a state disaster declaration for 23 counties, including Bexar County, all in response to Marco and Tropical Storm Laura. The governor also announcing he is requesting President Donald Trump to issue an emergency declaration for these same counties.
Longtime Trump advisor Kellyanne Conway has announced she is leaving the White House to focus on her own family.
25-year-old Sydney Sutherland was last seen Wednesday after going for a run. Her body was later found near her home. A suspect has been arrested and faces a homicide charge.
Investigators searching for 23-year-old Sergeant Elder Fernandez. Fort Hood confirming there is an investigation into abusive and sexual contact regarding Fernandez and that there is an active search for him.
The NFL is experiencing some COVID confusion. 77 tests from 11 teams are now facing scrutiny. All were processed by a lab in New Jersey. They came back positive, but then showed negative after a follow-up. The league is working with the lab to investigate.
Drivers Arnie Toman and Doug Tabbitt hitting the road to reclaim their Cannonball Run record. 25 hours and 39 minutes after leaving Manhattan, Arnie and Doug pulled into a parking lot in Redondo Beach, California.
Warner Brothers debuted a gritty trailer of the upcoming film starring Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne in his early days as the Caped Crusader.
The Batman is set to be released in October 2021.
There you go. I'm excited about the new Batman trailer, but in full honesty, it could be the worst trailer in the world, and I'll still say it looks great.
No, but it does look good. I'll back you up on that one. Taking a look outside with live cam. Whoa, it moved up. So Max and I were here earlier. We enjoyed a nice 77 degrees earlier today.
Now it's a steamy 82. On its way up, we're going to see temperatures get hot today. We're going to see a hot week for sure. Of course, the big topic of conversation has been the tropics. It looks like we're going to see very few effects from the tropical weather that is going to occur off to our east. We still could get some rain chances, though. Not all hope is lost here. 20% chance today. I think we'll have a couple chances Wednesday and Thursday as well. It'll be isolated. It's not going to bring just a ton of rain to the area, but at least there are still some chances there. 97 degrees today, partly cloudy, isolated storm is in the forecast. And as we look at the satellite picture here, you can see where the rain is right now off the coast there in the Gulf of Mexico. And then Marco is actually producing a lot of heavy rain on its east side, so even New Orleans is not really getting a ton of rain right now. It's the panhandle of Florida and parts of Alabama. And of course, Laura is still down there around Cuba. We're going to have a full update on that in just a few minutes. Mold's in a high category, 9,500. It is down from where it was yesterday. Those rains on Saturday kicked the mold up to a very high level. Now it's starting to come down. Ragweed, fall elm also there. Forecast for today, again, 97. About a 20% chance rain winds out of the northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Guys?
Thank you, Justin.
And new this morning, one man in the hospital and a lot of questions. All of this after a stabbing in the 300 block of Cypress Way Drive. It's the city's west side. Police telling us they found the victim with stab wounds to his upper body. Right now is at University Hospital dealing with these life-threatening injuries. Police still investigating, trying to figure out what exactly happened and who was responsible.
Top stories we are following this morning. San Antonio police asking for your help tracking down a driver who they say hit and killed a 26-year-old man.
Police telling us this all happened back on Wednesday, August 12th, Loop 1604 near Green Mountain Road. That's when police say Miguel Fred was hit and killed. Investigators believe the suspect was driving a large truck, possibly a dump truck, and pulling a large trailer.
If you have any information on this case, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 210-224-STOP.
And San Antonio Police and Crime Stoppers also asking for your help in finding two people wanted for a robbery at the Target at La Cantera Parkway.
Police tell us it happened back on August 15th when the victim was trying to put purchased items in the car when two suspects drove up. Now, police say they grabbed the victim's bag and tried to drive up, but the victim held on to the bag and was dragged by the vehicle and eventually fell and was hurt in the process.
If you have any information on either of these cases, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. That number on your screen, 210-224-STOP. You could be eligible for a cash reward of up to $5,000. Now to the latest on the pandemic here at home. Metro Health reporting 9 more people died because of COVID-19.
Another 99 new cases were announced in last night's update for Bexar County. And although cases are continuing to drop as well as hospitalization rates, health officials say local hospitals are still seeing a high number of patients. Only 17% of staffed hospital beds are still available.
Local officials continuing to warn San Antonians not to stop preventative measures. They say the number of cases can still drastically increase because, guys, remember, there's still no vaccine for this virus.
And starting today, H-E-B expanding its store hours.
Most locations will start opening at 6 a.m. and close at 11 p.m. Some stores may even have earlier openings than that. The grocery chain limited hours during the pandemic to allow employees to clean and restock the shelves.
And H-E-B already removed purchase limits on many items last week. You can see the new operating hours for your H-E-B and the purchase limits right now on KSAT.com.
And South Texas Blood and Tissue Center in need of blood and convalescent plasma donations.
They need 75 donors every day, but currently they're getting about 40. Those who have recovered from COVID-19 are urged to donate plasma if they qualify. As for blood donations, all are encouraged, but especially with those O blood type. Right now, there's a day of O negative blood and a day of half of O positive.
And if you're interested in donating, there is an upcoming blood drive Wednesday and Thursday at Morgan's Wonderland. That is from 9 a.m. to 2 in the afternoon. But if you want to go, you have to register first. You have to find out all that information right now. Just head to southtexasblood.org.
And several of our districts have started the new school year today, both virtually and in person.
Sarah Costa joining us live here in studio, breaking it all down. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, guys. And I know that going virtual can be really stressful for the parents, for the students, for the teachers. We just want to wish everyone the best of luck and hope everything for all the districts starting to go smoothly. But because it's such a fluid situation and so many changes are being made daily when it comes starting back to school, it's why we've created our back to school section on KSAT.com, where you can find the start dates for several districts and how districts are deciding to start the semester. But let's take a look at the districts starting today. Harlandale ISD, Judson ISD, New Braunfels ISD, Northside ISD, Somerset ISD, and Southwest ISD. Now, New Braunfels ISD is the only district on that list that is starting with both the virtual learning option and in-person learning option. On the district's website, it says face coverings or face shields are required for everyone on campus. The district also posted that face coverings are required in almost all indoor areas of the campuses, but students will have the option to take them off in the classroom if they are able to maintain 6 feet of distance between every person in the room. Now, several of the other school districts starting today are virtual. They have found ways to provide students with digital tools needed. For example, Somerset ISD has been handing out hotspots and Chromebooks for students in need of assistance. If you head to our back to school section right now on KSAT.com, you'll find stories about how some area school districts will be reporting positive cases of COVID-19 and how the school districts that have already started in person, like Bernie ISD, are handling those positive cases. And also remember, I know today is a little different, especially if you're starting virtually, but take your child's picture of their first day of school, and you can post them right now on KSAT.com, and maybe we'll share them on air throughout the week. Back to you guys.
That is so important. I know a lot of parents might be trying to focus on the virtual stuff like we were last week and like, oops, we need to snap that picture.
Brittany was like, where's my picture? Where's my board?
Where's my sign? Exactly. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. Also important to mention, we know with all these new obstacles, districts have a lot on their hands too, so it is important to be as patient as you can.
Good advice.
Time now, 9:09, 82 degrees out.
And a 15-year-old tortoise left his home for nearly 74 days. What his owners did to try and track him down.
Plus, a group of men rescued after being trapped in a mine for several days. How Colombian rescuers managed to keep them alive during this feat.
Plus, more unrest in Wisconsin after a man was shot several times by police officers. We're going to have the details in your morning headlines. And welcome back. It's 9:13. In your morning headlines, an officer-involved shooting led to protests in Wisconsin overnight.
The man who was shot now fighting for his life after he was shot multiple times by a police officer. Police in the city of Kenosha, Wisconsin, shot and wounded a black man apparently in the back after responding to a call for a domestic dispute. According to police, officers immediately began to render aid. The man was transported via flight for life to the hospital.
The shooting led to a night of protests and unrest in which officers fired tear gas and demonstrators hurled objects and set fire to parked cars. Right now, those officers involved have been placed on administrative leave. The investigation is ongoing. After being trapped in a coal mine for 5 days, 3 Colombian miners have been rescued.
The country's president confirmed the successful operation via Twitter over the weekend. Members of the Red Cross, the fire department, and the National Unit for Disaster Management took part in this operation.
The rescuers were offering air and liquids to the trapped miners through a hose since the mine collapsed on August 20th.
And something we can smile out. Check this out. Solomon the tortoise went on quite the adventure this summer.
That's right. After escaping his home in Tennessee for nearly 74 days, he was finally found. Solomon's owner, Lynn Cole, has had him since he was the size of a ping pong ball.
Aww.
Now he's 15 years old, about 3 feet long, and he's still growing.
Solomon's owner put up hundreds of signs and flyers, even posting pictures on social media in hopes that someone would find him. She even reached out to local zoos and animal rescue groups. Cole finally got a call from a man who said he saw Solomon at, get this, a home construction site just 1/8 of a mile from her house. Solomon brought back to his warm, comfortable home.
Glad he's home. And check this out, a mother and her bear cubs needed to cross a creek. The only way over was to swim. The cubs were too young to swim on their own, so the mother bear carried them on her back while swimming across the creek.
Luckily, they made it safely and soundly to the other side. I feel like there's a joke here.
I know, but it's such a cute video of all the cubs on the back. Aww.
It is cute. All right, it is 82 degrees out here. We saw rain over the weekend.
Which was exciting.
Very exciting. A lot of optimism in the
Yes.
air. Justin, I feel like you're about to steal that optimism from us.
Well, look, there's some great chances there. We're going to put a positive spin on it. But a lot of the big impacts from any sort of tropical weather is going to be well to our east. And in many ways, that's a good thing. We want these storms to not do a lot of damage, but some rain would be nice. So that's sort of the trade-off, right? Here is the big picture across Texas. And you'll notice we've got some showers out there in the Gulf of Mexico. Marco is starting to move closer to the shore. It is bringing some pretty good rain to parts of Florida just east of New Orleans. And it looks pretty ragged this morning. So it really is just going to be a rainmaker as it continues to move north. For us, these showers likely going to stay out in the Gulf today. But we have a little disturbance off to our west. So that could kick up some showers a little bit later this afternoon. You see the activity here. So Houston, and I do think some of this could affect our eastern and southeastern counties a little bit later this morning. So we'll certainly keep an eye on the radar today. The rain chance is, again, 20%. So we do have a chance. Looking at Marco here, you can see the really heavy rain still offshore, but starting to move on along the panhandle of Florida there, Panama City over towards Destin. New Orleans just getting a few light showers this morning, so they may have dodged a bullet with Marco. But we'll see what happens with Laura, and we're going to show you that track here in just a second. Futurecast for today, I mentioned we have that disturbance out west, so this model does break out some showers and storms by, say, about 2 o'clock. Even our eastern counties have a slight chance, and here in San Antonio, certainly can't rule it out. So we'll see isolated, widely scattered shower storms this afternoon on the radar. Now let's talk about the tropics. So we have Marco up there, and then Laura is down here near Cuba, and she's been interacting with land a little bit, so there has been a little bit of weakening, but now it's starting to strengthen again as it reemerges over the water. And right now with Laura, winds are at 65 miles per hour. It's moving west-northwest at about 21 miles per hour. Marco has 50-mile-per-hour winds, but we suspect that that will continue to decrease as Marco gets a little bit closer to land. So let's focus on Laura here and show you what we think the track will be here going forward. And there's still some questions here, but the models are really starting to zero in a little bit more. And the latest track, we'll fast forward all the way to Thursday morning here, 1 a.m., anywhere from Houston over to, I'd say, Baton Rouge. That is the area that we're going to watch for potential landfall. Winds could be at 105 miles per hour, so this storm is no joke. Category 2 storm could even strengthen a little bit more than that. We've seen that with Gulf storms. And this is going to produce a lot of storm or a lot of rain as well. So anywhere from Houston, need to keep a close eye on it. Beaumont for sure. And then over towards Baton Rouge, there could be some potential impacts. For us, we may see some outer bands of this, extreme outer bands, but I don't think we're going to have significant impact from Laura either. Outside right now, 82 degrees, dew point is at 70, so that number's trying to come up some. 79 Boulevardy, 83 in New Braunfels, 80 right now Kennedy, 81 in Cotulla. And then as far as the dew point is concerned, it's going to stay in the 60s, I think, most of the days. So it's not going to be overly humid, but we will have maybe enough there to get a little bit of a heat index. 97 the high temperature here in San Antonio. Look for upper 90s most spots. Heat index could go as high as 100 in a few places. Okay, here's the forecast down the line. I mentioned that disturbance off to the west. That helps create some isolated storms the next couple days. And then as Laura gets closer, this is Wednesday, we'll start to see some moisture working in. So some chances there. And probably on Thursday, the best moisture, maybe our best chance, and even then it's a 30% shot as Laura stays well to our east. Forecast for today, 97, 10% chance of rain. And then the extended forecast, 99 Tuesday, 98 Wednesday, 30% chance Thursday, 99, and then up around 100 on Friday. We'll be back in the triple digits probably by the weekend. Okay, we got some junior meteorologists this morning, some sisters. Take a listen.
Hi, my name is Evie. It's a hot weather day. It's a good day for ice cream. Over to Ellie, Mama, and Brother. Go. Hi, my name is Ellie, and today's week's forecast, we're doing that. This is thunderstorm. It's really bad for the week. Hopefully these thunderstorms come.
How cute.
So cute.
Man, they did a great job.
Two different perspectives on
Two
it.
different perspectives, but both perfect in every way. Yeah. I like the ice cream.
Yeah, I do too. And I liked her reaction when she pointed like, it's going to be
Yeah, exactly. Great job. We appreciate it. And just a quick reminder, we still are looking for some junior meteorologists. You can send it in on our website. Just find the tab on KSAT.com, guys.
Thank you so much, Justin. Always fun to see.
Yes, thank you, Justin. 9:21, 82 degrees out.
And still ahead on GMSA at 9, a retired actress launched a new career as a rock and roll singer. And we're going to have a first look at the new single and the upcoming album.
John forgot what he was on, but he broke the needle, dead and gone. But on my tombstone when I go, just put death by rock and roll.
That's Taylor Momsen and her band, The Pretty Reckless, performing an acoustic version of their new #1 hit, Death by Rock and Roll, the title track from their upcoming 4th studio album.
I mean, no idea what to expect releasing music without being able to tour and play and everything. So to see the response be so overwhelmingly positive, it's amazing. Thank you to everyone who's listened.
But let's back up a moment.
Mr. Grinch, my name is Cindy Lou Who.
That's Taylor Momsen at the age of 6 in How the Grinch Stole Christmas. She's retired from her acting career, which included a starring role in the Gossip Girl TV series, because music has been a driving force for Momsen.
Rock and roll's been in my blood since I was born. My dad's a massive music lover, a massive music fan, so I couldn't get away from rock and roll even if I wanted to. Luckily, I didn't. But basically, I mean, acting was something I got put into at a very young age, and I started at 2. So I wasn't exactly making my own decisions at that point, and music was something that I had been working on and working towards my whole life. When I got to an age and to a point where I could make my own decisions, and I had written a record's worth of material that I actually wanted people to hear and had found the right band, I quit everything and pursued music full time. In my book, best decision I ever made. I'm happier than I've ever been.
Rocking out in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Pretty good.
Yeah, she sounds good. Very, very different from the Grinch, though.
Yeah, you were great. You were like, I think that's a girl from the Grinch. I was like, I don't know. That was a while ago.
Well, yeah. Now she's on a whole different path.
There you go. All right, time now, 9:26, 82 degrees out.
A lot more ahead on GMSA at 9. Like, you might not have to wait much longer to see a new movie at the theaters. Erica Hernandez will explain in What's Up, KSAT.
Plus, the RNC kicking off tonight in Charlotte, North Carolina. CNN's Karen Kafa joining us live to break down all the details. Good morning and welcome back. It is the Republicans' turn, making their case for the Trump-Pence ticket and 4 more years in the White House.
The Republican National Convention gets underway tonight in a scaled-down fashion.
CNN's Karen Kafa live in Washington this morning, where a bulk of the action will take place this week. Good morning, Karen.
Good morning, Max and Stephanie. More than 300 or so Republican delegates are down in Charlotte, North Carolina, getting things underway today. They have banged the gavel to officially start some party business there. It's expected that President Trump and Vice President Pence will pay a visit to that roll call vote, but most of the action this week will be centered at and around the White House. Preparations at the White House for the convention spotlight, including the newly renovated Rose Garden, where First Lady Melania Trump will speak Tuesday, and the South Lawn, where President Trump will give his acceptance speech Thursday, offering a rebuttal to the Democrats last week.
I think you're going to see a very hopeful vision for America that he's going to be unleashing. You're going to see a real diversity of the Republican Party that he's built.
President Trump has been very involved in a fast evolution of RNC programming over the last few weeks, since he announced in late July he would not travel to Jacksonville, Florida for his speech. He's said to want more live programming and fewer taped segments than the Democrats, and a greater focus on everyday Americans.
Democrats during their convention blasted the Trump administration's handling of the coronavirus pandemic.
He's failed to protect America.
The Trump campaign characterized the DNC as dark, and Republicans say they'll cast Trump's pandemic response very differently.
It is something that many Americans, most Americans, and many voters will be concerned about. And the president has been leading the nation in this effort, and Americans can see that.
President Trump is expected to make an appearance every night of the convention.
This week's headliners include a mix of President Trump's congressional allies, his family members, and also former and current cabinet officials. Tonight's headliners include the president's son, Donald Trump Jr., and former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley. Max and Stephanie?
All right, Karen, thank you. But other than the president and the vice president's speeches, do we have a sense of what the theme of the Republican convention will be?
Yeah, well, Stephanie, President Trump has said he wants a more upbeat tone than what he thought was presented by the Democrats last week. So we've heard a lot of officials around the convention talk about something that's more optimistic and aspirational, which is a tough tone to strike in the midst of this coronavirus pandemic and the economic consequences that many Americans are suffering from. But we expect that the president and those around him will lean heavily on the economy. President Trump is going to make the argument that the economy was very strong before the pandemic happened, and he is best equipped to get it back to where it was. So expect to hear a lot about that. They also want to incorporate some voices from everyday Americans who illustrate some of those stories. So that'll be a theme that gets woven through all of this as well. Each night will have a theme, things like Land of Opportunity, Land of Heroes, Land of Greatness, the evening that the president delivers his speech on Thursday. So certain threads running through this convention as President Trump seeks to make a good impression on voters. Democrats seem to adjust to the virtual format pretty well with a pretty smooth production. It's going to be on the Republicans now to do the same, Stephanie.
All right, CNN's Karen Katha, thanks for joining us.
And what would KSAT viewers change about San Antonio? We asked and we got a few answers, and it's all in one of our trending stories on our website today. I got a few personal responses to that one.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. So joining us live with some of those answers and more trending stories are Erica Hernandez. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Hey guys, good morning. Well, traffic, heat, gentrification, transportation are just a few of the topics that come up when we polled our social media followers on what they would change about the Alamo City. Now, we have a list of 25 comments from viewers on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Here are what a couple of those statements say. First, Brianna on Facebook posted, build a light rail connecting San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, and Houston to help Texans commute efficiently and gain access to more jobs. Roland on Facebook posted, we need an NFL team here. We are the 7th largest city in the country, and we can definitely support a franchise. Now, those are just a few of the comments we received on this poll question, and the conversation is not over. We want you to tell us what you agree or disagree with in the comment section on this article as well. Now, you guys, those two comments are pretty good because I think a light rail would be such a good idea in the state.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people would, like to see the traffic not be as bad and to have that extra option. But I know I've heard it from a lot of people I know. They would love to see an NFL team. And I think I don't want to say it's been in the works, but a lot of people have been trying to get that here in San Antonio.
Yeah, no, NFL team, and then the light rail, just that another form of transportation from here to other major cities without just one way, because if you get stuck in traffic, you're sitting there for 2.5 hours.
That's true.
Oh yeah, especially when you go up 35, it can be a mess. Well, next up, entertainment options are slowly beginning to open up in San Antonio, and by the end of the month, 5 more movie theaters are expected to reopen. We have a list up of those theaters and their locations. At movie theaters, space coverings are required, social distancing must be maintained, and seats will be spaced out between parties. It's best to check the theater's website to purchase a ticket beforehand and to see what other new protocols might be in place. And this is one of the things I miss the most, is just going to the movie theater and having a bucket of popcorn.
Oh, I know. I haven't been. I can hear you. I can hear Biggie in the background.
I was going to say, I think your pup got excited when you said popcorn.
He's like, what, popcorn?
The recycling truck is here, so he's all crazy.
Well, Biggie is Erica's dog. How funny. Hi, Biggie.
It never fails. And finally, let's get through this last story. If it weren't enough for this year, now there's talk of an asteroid supposedly heading directly toward Earth. A flying space object known as 2018 BP1 is hurtling through our solar system right now and is due in our vicinity in early November. An internet video and a few stories have created a buzz. The truth of the matter is there is an asteroid and it is headed in our general direction, but maybe not right at us. But because it's 2020, of course, has people talking.
Just to be clear, we have, along with the pandemic, we also have the murder hornets. What did we have the other day? It was some sort of like cicada killing wasps. And now we have an asteroid headed our way.
I'm waiting for the zombies to come out.
There are options.
Let's get to your national days of the week. Today is National Waffle Day. Tomorrow is Banana Split Day. Wednesday is, according, Biggie's already calling it, it's National Dog Day. Thursday is National Just Because Day. Friday is Red Wine Day. Saturday is National Lemon Juice Day. And Sunday is National Beach Day.
What is Just Because Day?
Just because.
Just because. Okay. I like how your voice immediately went to, wine.
Just because. Well, we can't wait for National Dog Day. We can feature our pets. Yeah.
Thank you, Erica. All right, taking a live look out at the Alamo City. 82 degrees out there, 9:37. Justin, it is National Waffle Day. Did you bring us any waffles?
Had no idea.
I didn't either.
I need to follow those days of the week, apparently a little bit closer. It sure is Waffle Day. The radar is showing us that we have some showers and storms just off the coast, some deeper moisture out there. It's trying to work on shore, but I don't think it's going to have a whole lot of luck. So places like Corpus Christi certainly could get some rain. Galveston, some of our eastern counties could get some rain out of that, but we're not looking for a whole lot here in San Antonio. That is not until the afternoon. We could see some isolated showers and storms pop up. It's warm, 82 degrees right now at the airport, 79 Randolph, just jumped up to 80 there in Helota, 78 Bandera, 80 in Tarpley. We've got mostly clear skies. Once again, the pollen count, if you missed it earlier, mold's in the high category, but down from where it was yesterday. Forecast, 97, and we will call for a 20% chance of rain 3 p.m. through 5 p.m. There are a few more chances down the line. We're going to miss out on a lot of the heavy rain, but at least we still have some chances, and we'll talk more about that 7-day forecast here in just a bit. Guys?
Thank you, Justin. So we're always talking about eating better and, for ourselves, but now there's a study that says try this earth-friendly diet, how to shop, cook, and eat to fight climate change.
Right. So we were going through this list. A lot of it is interesting.
Yes.
The first thing that, jarring, ease up on red meat. They say ease up.
Right,
I'm good on
they
easing
didn't
up.
say eliminate.
Right.
Exactly.
I love red meat. They said, according to this study, a diet without meat products can reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 49%. That's a lot. I do love a good burger and a good steak.
So again, just ease up. And that's what people say anyway to be healthy, so there's one. They also say focus on unprocessed ingredients, something that dietitians also say to be healthy in general. It says beyond engineered substitutes, vegetarian protein sources are the obvious swap in for me. Most vegetables, as noted in the 2018 science study, have less of a carbon footprint than even the least impactful animal protein sources like fish, eggs, and dairy.
And then obviously the big one, start small, make a big impact. Like we said, don't eliminate all the red meat, but maybe you want to slow down. But I mean, Steph, you've said it time and time again, portion control is the most important thing.
You can still, enjoy red meat. We got to, enjoy our at-home fiestas.
Right. Just don't find the video of me eating a 3-pound burger challenge. There's no need to see that.
You just do a 1.5-pound burger challenge.
There you go. 50% of greenhouse gases. We're good.
We're good.
Time now, 9:40, 82 degrees out.
You're watching GMSA at 9, and we'll have more weather after the break.
Good morning. Welcome back, and happy Monday. 9:43 this morning. We are back in the 80s. We were so happy. We saw 60s this weekend. We saw
70s this morning. Even though Mike was like, hey, it's a little more humid, we're like, we're still excited that it's not 82 yet. But it is now. That's okay.
It's just because Justin's here.
It does feel so much better in the mornings. You get that like 1 hour period where it feels kind of nice. And then in the evenings too. But August has been brutal. There's just no two ways around it. Saturday was nice. Got some lower temperatures and some rain. But we're starting to get into the heart of hurricane season, and it shows. We've got Tropical Storm Marco and Tropical Storm Laura out there. Now, the good news, Marco doesn't look all that great. It's run into some wind shear. and it's pretty weak. It is producing some good rain around the panhandle of Florida, but other than that, I don't think it's going to be a huge player. We are expecting some of the energy to work into Louisiana, maybe eventually Texas, but it's just not going to do a lot. Laura is the bigger concern now, and it is just south of Cuba. So had it interacted more with the mountains of Cuba, it would have weakened a little bit more, but it stayed out over water. So this kind of changed the trajectory and strength of this thing. But right now, winds are at 60 miles per hour. It still is strengthening a little bit, so it could eventually become a hurricane here next couple days. Marco has winds at 50 miles per hour. It's moving north-northwest at about 8 right now. So here's a look at the track for Laura, and should move into the Gulf of Mexico by Tuesday, becoming a hurricane. And then as we get into, say, Thursday morning, we're talking about potential landfall here around Beaumont, actually anywhere from Houston to Baton Rouge. It's anywhere within this cone, because we've known, well, so far, the models have had a hard time with these particular systems. So we got to keep in mind there's still a range here, but there's going to be some impacts, I think, for East Texas, Louisiana, potentially a Category 2 storm before it makes landfall. It's going to put down quite a bit of rain, too, across parts of eastern Texas and western Louisiana. For us, we're going to see some minor impacts. We certainly won't have any direct impacts from Laura, but it does certainly bear watching for our friends off to the east. There's a look at Marco right now, and you can see the heavy rain I was mentioning around the panhandle of Florida. You see the spin. It may bring some rain eventually to New Orleans, but they may have dodged a bullet there. Most of Texas is pretty quiet, minus this area of moisture just off the coast. Some of that will be moving in, and there's actually a little disturbance. You can see the swirl right there. It's going to be around us today, and that's why I think we at least have a chance for some isolated showers and storms this afternoon. Computer models certainly hinting at that as we get into the afternoon. 1 or 2 showers popping up, even here around San Antonio. A couple downpours here and there, and then by tonight, once we lose the daytime heating, most of it will go away. Right now, 82 degrees, dew point is at 70, heat index is at 86, the moisture increasing. 79, Bernie Stage, 79, Hondo, 84 right now in Divine, 83 in New Braunfels, 85 in Gonzales, and 83 Kennedy. There's a look at the dew points, low 70s. So yeah, we're starting to get into that muggy territory. There is going to be a little bit of a heat index today in spots, probably not here in San Antonio. 97, the expected high temperature. Maybe feeling a degree warmer there in New Braunfels, upper 90s for the most part. Here's our forecast going forward. We have that little disturbance around, so I think today and tomorrow there's some chances of isolated showers and storms. And then by Wednesday, as Laura gets closer, this model does throw some of that moisture in our direction. So I think there's a chance Wednesday afternoon. And then again, Thursday, probably our best chance to get some isolated showers and storms. And then after that, rain chances start to decrease a little bit once again. Forecast for today, 90 by noontime, will be up around 97. Actually about a 20% chance of rain here around San Antonio, and a 10% chance tomorrow, 99. 98 Wednesday, 20% chance. We up it to a 30% chance Thursday. Another slight chance Friday, but temperatures are on their way up. We're back up near 100 yet again. We've been there quite a few times in the month of August. Seems fitting.
What are we at, like 27 days?
Something like that, yeah.
Is it too greedy to want more rain? Because even though
we have a whole week, I'm like trying to plot out when I'm going to get a car wash.
It's listen, there's chances there across the board, but there are slight chances each and every day. It's not going to be widespread.
We will still be hopeful. Thank you, Justin.
Yep. So he says slight chances, but like it's always like Mike this morning had a shower in the forecast.
Yeah,
that was
shower.
it, a shower. I will be that one person who gets a car wash and gets hit by a shower.
This is why you need to wash your car so we can get rain. Go wash that car, man.
Thanks, Justin. 9:48, 82 degrees out.
And we take a look at today's 9 at 9 next.
Good morning, welcome back, and happy Monday. As schools here in and around San Antonio start the new year, students are already running into issues now, a laptop shortage.
And now TikTok plans to sue President Donald Trump's administration as early as this week. Here's today's 9 at 9.
Marco now being downgraded to a tropical storm. Hurricane and storm surge warnings still remain in effect for part of the Gulf Coast. Life-threatening storm surges still expected with the arrival of Marco along the coast.
It is a nightmare. It is frustrating to know that My son might be out there hurt.
Another soldier reported missing from Fort Hood. Investigators searching for 23-year-old Sergeant Elder Fernandez, who vanished nearly a week ago. A family attorney claiming Fernandez had been hazed and bullied on the base. The Republican National Convention kicking off this week with a combination of in-person and online events. In a highly unusual move, the Republican National Committee revealing it is foregoing a traditional policy platform this year due to the challenges presented by the coronavirus.
The U.S. House of Representatives will question Postmaster General Louis DeJoy today. It comes after representatives approved legislation over the weekend to reverse changes at the postal office and send $25 billion to help with the November election.
White House counselor Kellyanne Conway saying goodbye to the Trump administration. She says she's going to be leaving her post at the White House at the end of the month, citing family as the reason for her departure. Her husband, George Conway, a political operative for an anti-Trump Republican group, will also be leaving his position.
TikTok suing the Trump administration as early as this week. The Chinese-owned platform is fighting the president's executive order that demands the company's U.S. assets be sold. The administration has been critical of the app, saying users' data could be transferred to the Chinese government, a claim TikTok denies.
Today is another back-to-school day in San Antonio with many districts starting the 2020 school year. Judson, Harlandale, Somerset, New Braunfels, Southwest, and Northside ISD will all start classes today.
Students are now facing a laptop shortage. The three biggest computer companies have told the U.S. school districts there's a shortfall of 5 million laptops. Order delays are being blamed on increased demand and government-imposed sanctions on Chinese suppliers.
The Food and Drug Administration announcing an expanded recall of peaches linked to a salmonella outbreak. That recall covers fruit that Prima Wawona has supplied or packed. The CDC says the peaches likely have caused 68 salmonella cases in 9 states.
And we're up to 86 now, 97 this afternoon. There is a chance for some showers and storms, slight chances through the week. Probably our best chance maybe on Thursday as we feel some of the outer effects of Laura. We're certainly not going to see winds or just a ton of heavy rain, but maybe some isolated showers and storms, and then things dry out a little bit by the weekend.
All right, we remain hopeful. Thank you, Justin.
Yep. Thank you, Justin. All right, we have a lot to unpack in this next story. I can only say what the headline is, and I'll let you kind of figure out the rest.
Okay.
America's grandest roadside attraction is a vortex of dinosaurs, cowboys, and what did we decide this word meant?
Like knickknacks.
Knickknacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is called, this is on Interstate 90 in South Dakota.
There's a picture.
And they say their lure is a 5-cent, yeah, there you go, 5-cent cup of coffee. So that's how they bring people in. And then the store is Wall Drug Store in Wall, South Dakota. And in this article, I just have to say real quick, it says, go at the right time, and Wall Drug stands alongside places like Disneyland and Vegas.
It is all sorts of, like, it's literally like a book of information of this. It's the full history, but it's crazy because they get you in with the 5-cent coffee, but they have like,
that's the first draw.
It's like the Disney World of knickknacks.
Yeah, so
it's amazing.
They have a jackalope.
Yes.
There you go.
And
Justin
dinosaurs.
sold. Road trip, South Dakota?
I'm in.
All right.
Why not?
Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Steph.
Have a great day.
We'll be back here at noon.